Hey, I'm Kev, welcome back to MotoGP 80, where Mario's streaking into the lead in the Moto2 class. He's building the lead over the likes of Oliveira and Marquez and Baldassari. Can he continue that round the long and difficult Brno circuit in the Czech Republic? So here goes Mario for the first of three possible qualifying efforts. Let's begin the long lap here at Brno. Well, he's got the best. Marcus is 1.5. Well, he won't do that when he gets scared off the track by a KTM. Probably doesn't want an elbow to the face, to be fair to Mario, as Binder Oliveira will probably do that to him. But it's still important that just to learn all the braking zones again, especially on the bike. We're just proving to be slightly better than that KTM in front last season. And bike rich strong points are a bit different to that KTM, where it's all about downforce last year. This year it's all about braking, being stable under the brakes, which is bike is, and not being able to outbrake yourself. Let's look at that grandstand to the right hand side, how alive it is. The yellow fever with the fans waving their flags everywhere. Fantastic to see. Apparently Mario's right on it compared to Marcus's Tour 1.5. Now this is the sector where it could go downhill, literally, for Mario. It's very easy to outbrake yourself and run wide into that right hand and then uphill into the left-right chicane. So you've got to be brave into these corners. Got to carry the speed through them. And got the power very early. Mario's apparently done very well. How's he a 10th up on this lap? That's not looked convincing. Of course, lost major time in the first sector. I was saying this is the final sector where he's going to be losing time. All the other sectors seems to be pretty good. As he crossed the line with a Tour 1.6. Just a 10th off. So this lap with no KTM in front. He's scarpered off into distance. So that shows that the benchmark is probably at a 2 minute. Low 2 minute, I would guess. With just over 5 minutes remaining. Let's see what Mario can do as first sector much better. And he's half a 10th up. So I run right into the right hander. So easy to do that, and that's such a bumpy braking zone as well. And then you've got these downhill braking zones as well, where the bike just wants to go into the gravel. Mario keeping it on the black stuff. Just about staying on the power nicely. And downhill through the left, really trail braking into that corner. So apparently he's 5/10 up. So again, a bit of a sloppy lap. He's missing apexes left, right and centre, but still. Carrying speed, finding time. As he go through the right hand again, just trying to get on the power. We're not liking it. As that's better. Through the left, a bit wide through the right. Bit sluggish getting on the power. They're still right up. There's Bagnaia over 2 minute 0.7, his teammate. Don't often see Pecco setting benchmarks this season, so that's probably going to get beaten immediately. Especially with the KTM in front. And there we go. There we are, 59.8. Ronald's 2 minute 1.3, looking incredibly slow. But we know there's oceans of bag in this. Oceans of bag? Oceans of time. In this VR46 machine. Oceans of bag in second, Bagnaia. Let's see if McDonald can find time then on this final effort. So right at the crunch end of the session. Less than 2/10 down on Olivier in the first sector. That's not bad. First and third sectors might be losing time. Second and fourth sectors actually be losing time. First and third, he's going to be good, isn't he? So might lose time in this middle sector so easy to lose time as well. All about traction, all about getting on the power smoothly and nicely. Definitely not in Mario's wheelhouse. And here we go, almost 4/10 down now. But still, he's right there for a low 2-minute lap time, which will definitely be top 5. Which wouldn't be bad at all. So, okay, gets a bit of wheel spin on the power. That's sloppy. That's very sloppy, too much curb. Gets on the power, aggressive enough up the hill. Now he's almost 7/10 down. That's a mid 2-minute he's aiming for now. He goes into the penultimate corner. And into final corner. Just get on the power as early as you dare. So he runs towards the line. 2:06. That's disappointing. It's Olivier's on pole by almost half a second. The only man breaking a 2-minute barrier ahead of Mir and Marcus Amott VDS twins. Then we've got Schrotter leading a second ahead of Binder and his teammate Verge. Then we've got Baldassare, Bagnaia and McDonald's and all VR46 Academy, third row. And then ran out of top 10 is Piscini as well, the Italian. We've got Agata, great qualifying from the veteran. Just outside the top 10 ahead of Sam Lowe's and Locatelli, Vinales and Navarro. Remy Gardner and the other VR46 Sky Italia machine of Marini in the middle of the set throw ahead of Ika. Then you've got Barbara Cortaro rounding out the top 20 on his speed up ahead of Fanati. Then Odendahl, Corsi and Bent Snyder. Kent Roberts and Paoli, Nakashima, Fugolini and Granado rounding out the 10th from right at the back. It is Kurodin, Manzi and Jules Denillo. So what can McDonald do from the third row? Can he continue this winning streak? But that didn't happen. Unfortunately, I do apologise. I did try and record the Czech Republic race, but it didn't actually record. That's the last time I used my rider's keyboard for shortcuts. But McDonald, the race summary, McDonald did get up the order. It actually dropped back to 10th by the end of the first lap, back with Piscini for a couple of laps. Dean got up to 9th, and then for the next few laps, it was just about seeing like Brad Binder, who's batting with for 8th on the opening lap, work his way up the order. So by the halfway mark, the South African was battling with the likes of Baldassare and Marquez and Verge for the race win. And in the end, it was Baldassare who came out on top by, I think it was 6/100ths of a second ahead of Binder, with Verge in third, less than a second back. And then you have Olivier 1.3 seconds back, Marquez around a couple of seconds back, and then McDonald around 3 seconds back in the end. In sixth, as he got past Mir, controversially, he clashed with the Spaniard again for 7th, and also got past Schrotter as well. So McDonald, as you can see, finished in 6th. His championship lead is down to 24 points ahead of Baldassare, with Olivier a couple points further back. So it's got a bit tighter after the round in Brno, but this time we will record the race round the Red Bull Ring, round Austria, and see if McDonald can bounce back and grab another victory. As here goes McDonald for the first of 3 possible qualifying efforts. Hope he can do better than he did in Brno though. Get to the top 5 at least. On a circuit, he's normally decent round, as he's got his team at the help, giving him some slipstream. Down this long back, windy straight up the hill. For braking for the hairpin, he's gone a bit wide though. And it's teammate by, as he's got to beat Marcus 1:30.1. So again, it's going to be a high 28 probably on pole. This one, just not got the braking zones right. At the moment, round 10, it's vital to get them right and take every little tenth you can out of the braking zones. But they're so tricky, most of them downhill as well, but majorly uphill. So it's in the first corner and the third corner. And this sweeping left to right is kind of a rarity around this course. It's mostly second, third gear corners. And you're just standing up the bike, kind of MotoGP style. Out the corners like Dovi style as well in his Ducati. It's all a bit wide in the final corner, so easy to do that as well, being downhill. So a rough opening that from McDonald, 31.5. So got 2 efforts in the bag though. That's much better in the first corner. As whoa! Teammates clash. What was Marini doing to Bagnaia? Took him out. What has Bagnaia done to Marini as McDonald breaks himself after being the 10th up? That was unbelievable to see from the VR46 teammates. What was McDonald wander into after the Czech Republic? Weren't in the same stratosphere in that race. I don't understand why Marini would do that to his teammate. But nice safely off the racing line, slowed down as well. Unbelievable. Let's see if McDonald can get the rest of this lap together. Again, he's messed up that second sector. He's going to be losing loads of time there as well. So he first and third sectors where he'd be decent. Then second and fourth, maybe not as good. As you can see, he's gained back like half a second in that third sector. Just using all that curb on the inside to get the bike turned. Using a bit too much in the final corner. But no one saw that. Legitimate line from McDonald has... So 29.4 at the top now from Baldassarri. So McDonald in the top 5. Where he's aiming for. But not a good lap. And look at that wheel. Just killed any momentum he wanted off the corner. He might have to do the 4th lap because he has not done a good lap at all at the moment. At least he's got the braking right into the hairpin. Again, a bit too much rear note on the back straight. He's got to calm that down in the race. Braking around 120 metres seems to be much better. Really trail braking into that right-hander. So he's much better this lap. He's still 6 tenths down. But we know he gained back a few tenths in this set till he just nails it. And he's got a good tour guide in his teammate Marini in front as well. He seems to be doing well. I'll even give McDonald some slipstream heading towards the final couple of corners. So down the inside of his teammate, into 4 tenths down. And safely out of the final corner. That was much better. This could be right up there with pole. It is pole. So McDonald didn't have to pull out the Joker qualifying that, but he got pole by less than 500 of a second ahead of Olivier. He just popped in that time with a 2.281. And then it's Baldassarri rounding out the front row. Great qualifying from the Czech Republic winner and Pons rider. Then we've got Marquez leading the second rider, teammate Mir and Binder. Then we've got Shirota, Vergey and Piscini on the third row. Ika rounds out the top 10 of Agata, another superb qualifying from the Swiss rider, and Bagnaia, who started ahead of his teammate. Lucky they're opposite sides of the rows. Otherwise, that could be trouble heading towards the first corner. Then Lowe's and Navarro round out the 5th row. Then we've got Locatelli, Barbara and Quartararo. So it's Gardner. And then we've got Nakashima rounding out the top 20. Don't often say that about the Japanese rider. Then it's Joe Roberts running out the 7th row ahead of Fenati Ray down for the Italian head of Olindale and Paoli. Then Ben Snyder, Corradin and Jules Dinello. Then Ice Vinales, Granado and Corsi. What is he doing down there? With Manzi Funi and Danny Kent in last. So can Mario bounce back in the race? He's got the perfect kind of launching pad to do that. As here's Mario running up then at the start as it's pouring it down for the race. As we get underway for 8 laps of fun in the rain. A decent start for Mario. As he tries to get down the inside of Baldassarre and the Mark VDS twins. Runs a bit wide. That's allowed Pacini to sneak through into fourth. Great start from the veteran. But Mario down to fifth. Not good at all. He's ahead of Miguel Oliveira. As he break into the hairpin. There's a poor getaway from one of the Mark VDS twins. Pacini up into second ahead of Baldassarre and McDonald battling over third. Elbows out racing already. And then Mario with the massive dive bomb. Oh, did he take out Marquez? He did. Now Pacini leads. Got Baldassarre in third behind, but Alex Marquez down. From a vicious move from Mario. No doubt the stewards will call him into the office. Get his side of things. It's just wet, you know. We've had dry running all weekend, and then it just rained in the race. It's probably going to be his defence. And of course they get away with it because he's got those luscious long locks of hair, so there's no way you can penalise a man with no hair like that. So I think Mario's in the clear actually. As he comes to the end of the first lap. As he got Olivier ahead of Baldassarre, Pacini in second. Mir rounding out the top five. As Mario braked around 50 metres too early there. That's the wrong brake marker. As Bagnaia had a good first lap up to 7th. Before Shorter took that back. Remy Garnet in 24th battling with Isaac Vinales. As McDonald just defending the inside. Which comes to the outside. Look at that from the KTM twins working together. As Binder up into second. Olivier down to third. Mario about to outbrake himself, isn't he? Or not. He's just got much more braking power. But he does run wide on the exit. So he's got to allow Baldassarre and Shirota by, I believe that is. There's Mario very wide on the left. Where are you going? Soon he's going to be battling his teammate Bagnaia, and he is. Also got Marquez after picking his bike up, is that? Or is that Mir? There's Mario somehow back into the top five. I have no understanding of how. He's got Locatelli. The race leader's teammate Pacini, or at least he was. There's Mario very rough with Baldassarre, very rough with the KTMs as well. Takes all three of them in the final corner to lead him once again across the line. At least he knows he can do that on the final lap. He's got Fergie in 9th and number 10 in 10th, Marini. That's all. One of the KTMs gone. As Oliveira takes the lead, I believe. Just Binder down. Just losing it on the outside of turn 1. Getting on the power. So Olivier tries to get a bit of a break on as this is a group of 9 at the front, or 8 now, I guess. Alex Marquez battling getting to the points, ahead of Fanati for 17th. No, trying to hold off Pacini while Oliveira tries to run away from the madhouse behind. There's all. McDonald outbraked himself. Again into that right-hander. As look at Mir up into second. For the pride of Mark VDS. That's all, he clashes with Mario there. Mario very wide. As all Ordendale's down on the NTS. On a day when the South African maybe could have nicked a point or two in his bike. As Mir's now dropped down to sit, battling with Baldassarre. Wasn't Baldassarre battling for the lead just a lap ago? As Pacini's down behind from third. Now Bagnaia's up into that position. It's 2 Mark VDS bikes slow down the order outside the top 5 behind Shirota and Vergay. The Dynavolt boys having fun in the lane here. Now Mario's trying to chase down Olivier on that 4 of what has been a crazy race. There's now Pauli's down. The wet weather claiming lots of bikes.
Need some anchors or something. As what is that bike doing? It's got Hector Barber in 14th ahead of Quartararo. Let's see if Mario's got the braking down. Oh, that's much better. A bit more finesse on the brake pedal there. Well, I say brake pedal, brake lever. It's all a bit wide on the left. Oldendale battling with his teammate Joe Roberts in 31st. Not an NTS day. Could be a Dynavolt day. Could be a VR46 day as well. Could be a double podium as Mario's not exactly eating into Oliveira's lead. He's gaining. He's less than a second behind. He's within striking distance if he can get a good lap together. Knowing this is time when Mario does strike in these middle laps. As Verge battling with Baldassarri for a top 5. Alex Marquez up to 8th ahead of Navarro. What the hell? Where's that come from? He's done the fastest lap as well, 32.5. Now, as we've got Piscini in 17th, battling with Fenati, who seems to be the gatekeeper of the points. If you get past him, you're going to get some points. It feels like in this race. There's over a second gap behind to Bagnaia. It's these two battling for the race win. And Olivier's got around a second lead as Brad Binder's down to 31st now. What a horror show for the South African. It's all McDonald rear end a bit wild. With the right hand, there's Mears ahead of Bagnaia now for 4th. Or should we say 3rd? As in this, like Shirota's dropped now out of the top 5. Baldassarri in a combat trail on his ponds. Oliveira just so damn consistent in the lead. And building that lead as well, 1.1 ahead of Mario now. It's just 7/10 of lap a go. So very wide in the final corner, Mario. As we've got Binder up to 28th ahead of Manzi. Baldassarri battling with Bagnaia and Mears in 3rd at the moment. The championship leader's made a mistake for once in a race. Down from 2nd down to 9th. What can he do from here then as he's got Navarro in front? Got Bagnaia in 2nd. Battling with Baldassarri. Once again, those roommates getting at it. It's all McDonald Rock. Again in that right-hander. The tyre's not bad at all in the rears. The front's around halfway worn. So tyre wear not an issue here. It's just Mario's riding is a big issue. It's not look comfortable at all like he did in the dry in qualifying. So many mistakes. And eventually it bit him in the arse. It's almost down there getting on the power. There's Oldendale and Roberts. The NTS are battling over the wooden spoon in this, right? Mario from a long way back, down the inside of Navarro, who was going very slow in the penultimate corner. So Mario made 1 place up into 8th. But look at that battle for 2nd in front. It's a 6-man gang. So Mario a bit more cautious this time. And look at Marquez in the battle for 2nd after dropping all the way down after his earlier crash with Mario. Brilliant comeback ride from the Spaniard. Mario once again wide. That's into that hairpin. If he could just nail one lap this race, that would be fantastic. As he tries to go down the inside, Navarro. Bike's not liking it though. As he takes a look down the inside of Navarro. Into the first left. Then into the second left. Now can he set it up much better into the penultimate corner? Oh, he's right in the toe of Navarro. Easy pass. Make sure he doesn't outbrake himself. No run too wide on the exit. Same for the final corner. So Olivia is going to win here on home turf for KTM. As we go on to the final lap, 2.3 second gap in front. Fortunately too big for Mario to close up. So what the hell happened there? Maybe too much curb? As he's still going to have Navarro on his tail, annoyingly. Fortunately, that's the effect of Austria. You just get glued to people. Thanks to the slipstream effect. As he got loads ahead of Quartararo for 15th. It's downhill. Once again wide for Mayo, but nice and smooth on the power for once. Means he can actually take this next left-hander properly for once. As he's 2.7 behind. Is that Mir behind his teammate Marquez? No way. Let's go through the double left. Through the right as well. And just 2 corners to go, and it is Mir in front. So not a good day for most of the riders in the field, but for Miguel Olivier, what a dream for KTM on home turf to be winning. And what a nightmare from Harry McDonald. That championship lead is getting closer and tighter between the top 3 as he's lost points to not just Olivier but Baldassarre as well. And big points as Baldassarre came through to finish second, tied with Virgo across the line though as the Spaniard grabs another 3rd place for the 2nd race in a row. Great ride from the Dynavolt ride ahead of his teammate Shirota. Bagnaia rounds out the top 5, then Marquez, Mir, McDonald in 8th. 6.8 seconds back. What could have been without that fall? That could have been a very easy 2nd place in the championship in the race, and good for the championship. So it's a nightmare. Has Navarro in 9th. Bassini recovers the 10th, head of Marini. Ica, Locatelli, Quartararo, Sam Lowe's grabs the final point just ahead of Dominic Agata and Barbara, Fenati, Alex Vinales, Simone Corsi in 20th, Brad Binder down in 21st. When a South African has a bad race, he has a very bad race. As Danny Kent was last, so Mayo leads by just 11 points now heading to Silverstone. As Olivia up to 2nd now ahead of Baldassarre by a single point. Those 2 are yo-yoing for 2nd. Marcus 56 points back. It definitely looks like it's a 3-horse race for the title as you've got Bagnaia rounds out the top 5 ahead of Verges up to 6th ahead of Shirota. Binder down 3 places to 8th. But he's just 2 points behind the Dynavolt twins. Then you've got Piscini and Mir rounds out the top 10 comfortably ahead of Marini. And then we've got Navarro up to 30 ahead of those. Locatelli up to 16 ahead of Agata and Corsi. As it's still just 20 other score points so far this season. Dinero is no longer the wooden spoon holder. It goes to Fugolini. As for Mayo, so Polo qualifying. Awful race in the end as his skills get up to level 89 for riding and throttle management. 90 for brakes management, 91 for lean angle, but still it's a decent haul of development points, so definitely some upgrades coming for Silverstone. As in MotoGP, normality has returned. Marcus ahead of Dovi and Rossi in Moto3, Martin Bezecchi and Bastianini, and the Red Bulls Rookie Cup, the Czech rider ahead of Yonchu twins. So what does Mayo develop then? It might have something to do with the brakes, as he was all over the place in Austria. So this prevents the wheels from locking when braking, which of course contributed to his fall. So No doubt that gets developed twice. So the brakes are fully developed. We might have to focus on something else for the rest of the season. So for Mayer, what a disappointing couple of races after that superb run from Catalonia to the Saxon Ring. Can he get back on track round the Silverstone circuit, or will he lose the championship lead to Olivier or Bound to tie? So for watching and find out next time.